Hey guys, hey love lovers. So I want to make a quick prediction, right? I wrote a note about what I see, regarding Cardi B and Offset's relationship or marriage. So I want to expand on that and explain why I say that, right? Of course, from a research perspective and analysis perspective, we must be able to foresee the future as well in our calculation so that we're able to help our clients as well, right? Anyway, Cardi B is an entertainer within the hip hop music industry. She was born in New York and on the 11th of October 1992 at 10 past 6 in the afternoon. As of today, the 21st of June 2024, she is 31 years old and 8 months. So 31 years old, 8 months, and some few days, of course. So I say that because it's very important for this prediction. Anyway, as of Offset, he was born in Lawrenceville, also in America. He's a rapper, and actually, he's more into trap music, and he was born on the 14th of December 1991. And as of today, he is 32 years and 8 months old, right? Very important, very critical for this prediction. So I would like to really expand on the note that I made today on the channel, right? So let's get into the details. So I don't have Offset's time, but it doesn't, obviously inhibit me from calculating everything that I need to calculate, right, for such predictions. First of all, the reason why they keep coming back together, even though there has been a lot of speculation, regarding their relationship, splitting, getting back together, Offset, allegedly cheating on her a couple of times and so on, right? They have their moons conjunct in Pisces, okay? So meaning that they really connect on an emotional level, not just like light emotions, because Pisces is like deeper water. So meaning that they really connect emotionally and on the deepest level that you can think of. And they also connect creatively together, because Pisces is also a sign of arts, the arts, like creating and coming up with ideas, imagining beyond what normal people could imagine, right? So this is where they also really gel together, and they have a good understanding, really understanding of each other. It makes sense why they keep coming back together. And of course, because they were born closely to in the same year as 92, 91, so their ascendants are conjunct. That is not very important for this analysis. Is really not important. Their Ketus, they're also conjunct. Rahu also conjunct, not important, because they are born around the same age, so with such things we don't give a lot of signification, because it is like when you're born in the same year, you're going to share a lot of conjunctions regarding the big planets, right? That's like, it's not a wow thing. It's not like, oh my gosh, we gel. No, it's just you're born in the same age group. That's all, right? But regarding the moon conjunction, that one is very important, because even if you're born in the same year, there are slight chances of you meeting a person who's got the exact moon like you as well. Because remember, moon stays in one sign for like 2.5 days, like 2 days to 2.5 days. So that is very a good connection that they have. This is why I really emphasized on the moon conjunction. This is where they really meet. This is where they really connect together. All right. I don't know if I mentioned that I'm outside, so there might be like people speaking in the background. So yeah. So they also have beautiful love, because yes, even though they born in the same year, same period, right, 92, 91, their Venus being conjunct makes a good understanding. This is why a lot of people who are born in the same age group, when they get married, they seem to last a long time, because they have the same mentality. If they partying in that period, they both want to party. So there's a lot of like understanding with the same age groups. That's like, it's like a general thing, really. It's not like a wow thing. It's really a general thing. But now getting into the deep and the difficult details, which now we really have to get into, right? We having, his Jupiter in Leo and her Jupiter in Virgo, right? This gives, a 212 situation, right? Whereby we're finding out that he is feeding off Cardi B. Like with his Jupiter is feeding off of Cardi B's Jupiter. Meaning that, he learns a lot of stuff from her. He gets to explore a lot of things, regarding, access to big places, high places, important people through her. And, why is that? And also the travel as well, access to traveling through her. Why is that? Because we must remember that any planet that is second to, one planet, or a house that is second to a house, it's giving food. The same way that a second house is a symbol of food, of eating and values and materials, it remains the same when we are looking at planets. So meaning that he himself is, receiving a lot of, values and a lot of access to material things, a lot of stuff through Cardi B, right? And through Cardi B's status, because her Jupiter is sitting with Sun, right? As a matter of fact, his contribution into her life, which is a beautiful contribution, is that, he would have like alleviated some of her problems, some of her stresses, some of her daily challenges. Like, it's like that is his main contribution, the elevation of some of the day-to-day problems, day-to-day challenges, and also regarding to her work. Okay, so this is where we see his role being critical, elevating some of the challenges she would have faced with her work or at her work and all of that, right? And because Cardi B is a Pisces ascendant, she's a Pisces ascendant, we can see, and remember, when we're calculating the ascendant, we're using the Vedic or this, or rather the whole sign. Let me not say the Vedic, because I mix a lot. But when I calculate for ascendant, I use the whole sign because that's where I get the real juice, right? Now, when I analyze, their lives separately, from her chart, you can see her past life. You can see her stripper life, that she was a stripper, that she was within the sex industry, or sexual, rather, within the sexual industry, because her Venus is in the eighth house with Mercury. Mercury is a Mercury is a player. Mercury likes to have fun, and when they together with Venus, they just break all the rules because they want to have fun. So being in the eighth house, of course, then it makes sense why she would have been a stripper and within that sexual industry. So that is very clear in her chart. Like it's just it's just here in front of us, very clear how she became a stripper, right? However, now when I look deeply into her life, into her chart, like when I really zone in, I see that there is a very important aspect of Venus and Saturn, making the whole sexual vibe being her job, right? Like being her work. Anytime when Saturn is conjunct Venus in work houses or work related houses, then you can see that the person could follow a Venezuelan role. Okay, those are not my children, you guys. Those are like neighbors' children because I'm outside. So I'm sorry. They can't hear me, so don't worry about the topic. Anyway. But we're also seeing that there's a very aspect between Mars and Rahu, meaning that her boyfriends would have been people who are cheaters. Like, because Rahu is a cheater, Rahu is a magician, Rahu is a smoke and illusion. So anytime when Rahu is conjunct with Jupiter or Mars, then the husband or the boyfriend will cheat. And anytime when Rahu is conjunct with Venus, then one of the partners will cheat. That's it. I have seen it all over, and I cannot even say maybe. It is a for sure thing. It's just, that's just, it's just it's just science. When I look at his chart now, I see that his Venus is with Pluto, right? And when Venus is with Pluto, we are seeing a lot of fights. And these fights, luckily, they're in Libra, meaning that they're able to also reconcile or tone down everything, let everything lie down again, because Libra is all about diplomacy and fixing things and looking towards the positive future or positive outcome if people can't continue together anymore, right? But now let's get into the predictions, because I don't want to make a long video. I see that at the age of 31, her Venus had progressed, and when it started to progress, it opposed, his Sun, his Mars, and his Mercury. All right. So immediately when this happened, it also created a huge difficult square with both of their Venuses, with both of their natal Venuses. So of course then it is not a brainer why he cheated allegedly last year or the year before. It is due to this progress Venus. Her Venus was making a hard square. Like a square is like a challenge, you guys. So it was making a hard square with their Venuses, both of their Venuses, right? And we're also seeing that these progressed Venus from her side, it was also opposing both of their Rahus, right? Now, again, as I just said, anytime when you see Venus getting into a contact with a Rahu, one of the partners or both, they will cheat. That's it. It's just, there's nothing you can say. It is what it is. I'm sorry. It happened. It could happen to anyone. I'm sorry. Like, yeah, it is what it is. And of course, maybe some person would say, oh, but then that never happened to me. I never cheated, or my partner never cheated. Well, you could also consider so many types of cheating. Some people consider looking at like looking at I don't want to say the word, but you know what I'm saying. When people watch movies with ladies who are doing certain activities, some people call that cheating, and some people call flirting cheating. So don't say that, oh no, my man never did, my woman never did. No. It's a sure thing. It will happen, and it will happen according to your cheating, even if you don't know, right? So now what's happening is that her progress Venus, which is like getting over and is falling over to her age of 32, which is very critical. Okay, this will be happening, meaning that this Venus, progressing Venus, is conjunct Ketu, both of their Ketus, which will cause some sort of a split or a breakup, or definitely there could also be some divorce rumors, because Ketu is a breaker of things. Ketu distances things, and when it's regarding love, Ketu will break that love. Ketu will distance people from the love. Okay, and at least if it's not like an obvious split, then some sort of a huge argument would definitely for sure, like like a communication argument, like where people speak a spoken argument. And we could also have the media reporting on this, because it will be happening in Gemini. We're reporting on it. The media will just be exposing everything. And what's making it very difficult to bear and very difficult to anticipate, or to look forward to, it's because it's gonna be conjunct Mars as well. So the Mars energy, it makes everything so brutal, so dangerous, so harsh, so violent, so this could be like a huge outbreak where things get violent, where things get harsh, or where things get physical, or where things just get out of control, because of the Mars energy. So as soon as she turns 32, if I were her, I would obviously, of course, with the guy, they would obviously have to follow certain things, or solutions, find solutions which are obvious, because you look at the sign and see what the solutions would be. You also look at the other progressed planets as well as the aspects, right? That's how I would do it, right? Of course, obviously looking deeper. Now I'm just saying it on a global point of view. But when I look at his side, you guys, is that as of last year, when he was 32, when he turned 32, almost a similar thing was happening to him as well, because his progressed Venus got attached to his Ketu, actually both of their Ketus, because they are conjunct, and at the same time also facing her Mars. which explains, why again, we saw all of those reports about them breaking up, and then her, releasing that video where she was shouting and yelling at him, upset, about what he had allegedly done. So all of that's also, yeah, that is why it's always happening in the media, always, it's always exposed. It's because it's happening in Gemini is what is media. It's a platform of media. It's a platform of social media, journalists, magazines, newspapers. So that is why we know about their business. For those who keep asking, why can't you keep your things private? Why can't you? No, it's because it's the chart. You can't change the chart. It is what it is. She's leaving out her chart. She can't change it. If her embarrassments are meant to be on social media, as in her case, because this is in Gemini, her Ketu is in Gemini, so it will be like that. Okay, so it will be like that. She can't change it as a chart. However, she could redirect the energy. So this is where, people like me and other, but I don't say I'm an astrologer, I'm saying I'm a synastry expert, synastry specialist, because that's my domain. But, there are other astrologers who could recommend these things, and even tarot people and psychics, they could, obviously foresee all of this, right? Foresee all of this and advise her on how to redirect the energy. That's all it is. Redirect the energy, align the energy, align the planets with the energy to the right direction. That's all. But now the thing is that as he will turn 33, his Venus is going to progress. And when it's progressed, it's going to go against both of their Saturns. Now, this is where I get worried, because Saturn is commitment, Saturn is marriage, Saturn is being bound together. So now when the love is going against being bound together, when the love is going against being, committed in marriage or in unionship, when the unionship itself is going against commitment, this is where I get worried. Okay, this is where I say, they really need to do something to redirect all of this energy or to align themselves. Okay, obviously I cannot say particularly what they should do, because I'm not doing a consultation, but I just wanted to touch on this. So that's it, guys. So thanks. I'll chat to you soon. Bientôt. Ciao, ciao.